and 23 during the day. All right, I'm going to get into some really excellent music right now, okay? I've got a very special man in here, a very good friend, and we're going to play, and I know you've heard this before because I've played it before. I'm going to play for you One Faith Band, all right? This is Your Love Breaks Through. And the man who's sitting across from me now, well, he wrote it.
Hey.
And we'll talk about that a little bit further on. Just soak this up, folks, and we'll come back and have a talk to Andy Thompson and about everything.
You were going to say the One Faith Band. It's quite a weird feeling doing this on your own, I've got to say. But, yeah, so look, we'll have 3 EPs out this year, especially now coronavirus, and we're putting all our time in the studio now.
Sure.
And the idea is we all have a demographic of people like what we do, and it's a way to then bring them back into the One Faith Band when we come back together as a band. So there's method behind the madness.
Yeah.
There's songs on there that they're not One Faith Band songs, but I want them to have a life. I want them to have a Double Bladed is not a One Faith Band song in the current incarnation of One Faith Band, but man, I wasn't going to let that sit on the shelf. It's just a cracker. So, yeah, you know.
Okay. Well, sitting across from me is the man who just wrote that wonderful song from One Faith Band. His name is Andy Thompson.
Hey,
mate, and it's a pleasure to have you in the studio. And I've got to tell you, thanks for the coffee. First one I've had literally in years.
Which is why Steve's bouncing off the ceiling as we speak.
That's right. That's probably why I'm getting all the time calls wrong. I've got to tell you, and I'm just going to sit here and just savour this. Yeah, man, one of my hearts through a cup of coffee, there's no doubt about it. Okay, mate, that was a great song.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit more about that song? What's your process? Like, how did that come?
Yeah, okay. I obviously, like a lot of writers, you write stuff that affects you personally in your life. You can't. I find it very difficult to be authentic if you're writing about stuff that you really have either no knowledge of or you just don't know what you're talking about. You know. So that song for me really was. I looked back at when I became a born again Christian for the first time, and you looked at your life where it was, and I've got to say I've had a fabulous life with some wonderful life experiences, but really was treading down probably a fairly much darker path, and becoming born again was just the answer to so many things. So I just wanted to write a song that just celebrated where I was in my heart, and I'm still there.
Yeah.
Obviously,
still got the new car smell.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was about 15 years ago I became born again, right?
Yeah.
But it's still there. Yeah, I've got questions sometimes. I've even got criticism sometimes. But every time I hear that song, it just keeps taking me back to where it all began, you know? And that first season of being a born again Christian, you're just on fire. It's awesome.
Andy, when did it begin? Tell us the Andy Thompson story. I mean, where are you from, mate?
Mate, I hail from Bendigo, actually. When I was born down in Bendigo, I lived a lot of my life in Victoria, down in Melbourne, and probably my music influences are probably a little foreign in that I probably have more to do with, in the past, I guess, kind of the art scene. Very much a Melbourne boy, in the style of music.
We won't hold that against you.
Hey man, I mean, we're talking, some of the bands you're playing earlier on, that was just where I was at back in the 80s. Which is great. That's sort of where my heart sort of lies. And then since I've been living, I'm almost a local now. I've been living up on the Central Coast for 24 years now.
Right.
So the country music and the country rock's kind of just, I'm picking it up by osmosis. So what's sort of been coming out in this in the EP that I've got is this real mishmash. Yeah. There's a fair amount of your Nick Cave style in there, but it's kind of melded. It's kind of melded in with country rock. It's kind of interesting.
Hey, that's fantastic. I am going to play a song from the new EP. What's the name of it? The EP?
The EP is called The Last Chance Coffee Shop.
Oh, yeah, you got to tell us why.
Well, There's five. I've got to say it's an EP,
Yeah.
and there's 5 very unique conversations. Now the songs that are on the EP, apart from the one that you just played, and that's a crossover song between our One Faith band and my own personal stuff.
Yeah.
But the other songs that are on there are very much my personal experiences, and just wanted to get them out there. You know.
Yeah, man. I tell you, there's going to be a launch, and I mentioned it last week. Next Saturday 28th, and if anyone's anywhere near Toukley, 350 on Main, Toukley, about 7 o'clock.
That's it, and I'll give you 3 guesses what the address of the cafe is. 350 Main Road, Toukley. It's an hour-long show. We've got a few little giveaways and things happening, and we'll be talking. There'll be other songs as well as the 5 that are on the EP, obviously. But we're going to really tell the stories behind the songs so that we can really hopefully connect with people.
Okay, I'm about to play one of those tracks right now. This is Double Bladed. I Took Your Love.
When I wrote this,
It just sounds so much like Nick Cave.
going through. I've been like, probably not stuff to talk about on here, but I really have questioned my Christianity in the last 12 months. I keep coming back with the right answer, so it's
Yeah,
okay.
he won't leave you.
No.
Yeah.
But this song was very much Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
What the effing bleeping hell is going wrong? I'm doing everything I can possibly do right. Where the hell are you? You know, it was
Because
just
it says I am made strong in your weakness.
yeah.
Right, and you know that's how Job was made strong.
I love you down to my, I love you down to my last breath, to the ends of the earth with no limits.
Yeah.
Please don't leave me alone.
Yeah.
It's kind of like,
This is great stuff, brother. I'm honoured to be in your presence and to be playing. Has this been played on air before?
No. It'll be up in Camp City, and I think Tiger FM in Tassie's just picked it up now.
Right.
It'll get it big.
Great.
It's like anything. How do you get it out there? You know, I'm honoured that you wanted to actually play this stuff because
It's good music. I'm not kissing your bum, man. I don't need to.
Thanks,
It's
man.
really good stuff.
Thank you.
And it's also
I'm still learning too, man. Each one's getting a little bit better and a little bit better. You know.
we live in a time when we need more of this, brother. God needs to be heard on the air more.
But you see, this is the thing. This isn't. We love you, Jesus.
No.
This is asking the questions that people want to ask, and you have some kind of okay. You're a Christian. Why is this happening in the world?
That's right.
What you know?
All right. And he said, that just nailed it for me.
You know that out of every song that I've done, there's a couple of things about that song. One is it really asks some important questions about questioning the Christianity, and I was also privileged to work with one of the greats of production on that, and that's the result. I'll let you judge for yourself, but personally, it's one of my faves on the EP. It really is. But it's just beautiful.
I'm so glad that I could get some more Aussie artists on too.
Yeah.
Then we've got Sandy Louise later. We've got Bounty
Bounty Hunters,
Bounty
there's 2
Hunters as
Aussies
well.
on there for sure.